Good afternoon everyone. Who's ready for a story? Sit back and relax, and I'm going to read you this story. It's an information book, I think, as well actually. It's called Prita Goes to India, and that fits really well with our topic, Indian spice. Let's have a read. It's from the library. Wow, look at those amazing photos. They're so rich in colour. Let's see what Prita gets up to. There's a map of India. She says, "I'm so excited. Mama and Papa are taking my sister, Appa, and me to India. They want to show us some of the great sights and the places in Orissa where they grew up. It will be the most exciting journey I've ever done, so I've decided to write everything down in my new holiday diary." Delhi. Wow. It was morning when our plane touched down in Delhi. As I stepped out, the hot, stuffy air smacked my cheeks. Great description. Porters rushed towards us with trolleys. And there was Papa's friend, Uncle Devdas, waiting for us with Auntie Veena. His house was an hour's drive away. He gave us a big welcome. In India, guests are very important people, and offered us the main bedroom. We have our own air conditioning. Agra. Now what's this building called? Who started their building project on the Taj Mahal? Today we went to Agra to see the Taj Mahal. Appa says that it's one of the wonders of the world. To stop pollution, no motor vehicles are allowed within 2 miles of the Taj. When we reached Agra, we took an auto rickshaw. The road was so bumpy, I felt as if I was going to fall out of the side. On the way, we saw working elephants walking along the side of the road. Once we were inside the monument, we had to take off our shoes and wear special clothes over our feet. It was hot, but through the latticework, cooler air filtered in from the Yamuna River behind the Taj. The train to Orissa. How exciting. Mama's village in the state of Orissa is a long way from Delhi, and we're stopping off at the Cuttack on the way. Even on the Rajdhani Express, the journey takes 24 hours. 24 hours on a train, wow. The station was crowded with people asleep on their luggage, waiting for trains. Appa bagged the upper bunk in our sleeping compartment, and we played games and drew pictures. Later on, we ate the chapatis, flatbreads, and curries that Auntie Veena had packed for us. Poor Papa had a tummy upset and had to survive on biscuits and a banana. This morning, I was woken by a voice calling, "Chai, coffee, tea, coffee." A man was carrying 2 small cups in a bucket and 2 large kettles. All day, vendors went up and down the train selling magazines, nuts and sweets. I'd sat by the window watching paddy fields, cattle and villages go by. I'd been told there was a big river called the Mahanadi before we reached Cuttack. So every time we went over a long bridge, I asked Mama, "Is this the big river?" Cuttack. Mama and Papa have lots of relations at Cuttack, and they've all come to ask us to stay. Our first stop was with Papa's elder cousin, Cuttack Bappa, and his wife, Cuttack Bo. While we were there with them, their daughter brought her baby son to see us. I played with him and watched him being bathed. He's a very happy baby and didn't cry once. We spent a day with Papa's younger cousin, Chandan Dada, his wife, baby Kudi, and their son, Puchu. Like many children in India, Puchu studies hard and has extra lessons every day after school. But he was so excited to see us, he decided to miss school just this once. We played Chinese checkers and Brain Vita, an Indian version of a game called Solitaire. You might have played that. It was fun squatting on the floor and eating baras, a savoury batter of black beans fried in oil and other nice things that Maine, another auntie, cooked for us. Oh, the recipe is on the... Can you see which page the recipe's on? 34, we could make those. In the afternoon, Dengu, Mamu, Mama's brother, took Appa and me to look around Cuttack. On our way back, the sky clouded over and the monsoon rain thundered down. It was fierce compared to the drizzles in England, so it's much heavier rain. We took shelter in a roadside stall serving chai. Janla. Our next trip was to Janla, Mama's village, to see Ajini and I, my grandpa and grandma, and my great-grandmother, Boda Ai. The sound of our car brought Angie and I out onto the veranda. "We've been waiting so long to see you," he said. He picked me up and gave me a big hug. As soon as we unpacked, I took out the box of biscuits we'd bought from London and gave it to Ajini. The next morning, Ajini and Dengu, Mama, Mamu took me to see the local rice fields, lots of small plots of land divided by narrow ridges where rainwater collects. Dengu Mamu carried me over the wet parts. So that's where rice grows, like when you have your rice for tea. Yesterday everyone celebrated the festival of Rakhi. A Rakhi is a decorated piece of sacred thread which girls tie on their brothers' wrists to bring them good luck. The girls get presents in return. I bought the nicest Rakhis I could find for my cousins. We then went on a picnic to Nandan Kanan, an animal park near Bhubaneswar, Orissa's capital city. A genie's friend, who was the local vet, showed us a young tiger recovering from illness. Wow, she lapped up a bowl of milk in no time at all. That night was a special one in Orissa. It was Kudurkini Puja, where Hindus worship the goddess of Kudurkini. Girls wear their new clothes, pray for health and happiness. Appa and I went to the goddess's shrine and offered a ripe coconut. I loved the windowsill in the upstairs bedroom where we slept. I liked to sit and write postcards